What's up, what's up, what's up? Well, welcome. Tapealert, hottest in the city. We got a very interesting brother here. Well, not interesting, but he's a legend. Super low key, but you know what I'm saying? He making moves. We got the brother Neph from Last American B-Boy.
Right. What up? What up?
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, brother.
Good, man. First, I want to say, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy how we have the same structure. We come from the same roots, but we never really. We probably bump heads. We
Look
probably
familiar,
bump heads.
bro.
Yeah,
I'm
we
telling
probably
you.
bump. We definitely bump heads.
Yeah.
It's just probably throughout time. We probably just, you know what I mean. But introduce yourself to the people that don't.
My name is Neph, aka the Last American B-Boy, aka Nephy Neph. Director, producer, rapper, father, whatever.
Everything.
Everything.
All titles, man. All positive titles. Tell us about where you from. What your life was like growing up.
Well, I come from a home of immigrant background. My family's from Haiti.
Okay.
We came to Staten Island from Brooklyn in the 70s. Life was isolated. We stayed away from Black Americans. We wasn't really Caribbean. Sometimes this is probably taboo to say, but Caribbeans sometimes are very isolated. They don't like for you to mix with Americans. You feel me? They kind of feel like it was different. With me growing up, I didn't notice the difference. Staten Island, there was no other Haitians. So it was only Black Americans that looked just like me. So I was figuring, I don't know what y'all talking about.
Blending in.
So I was Americanized real quick because back in them days, if you said you was Haitian, you eat dogs, you smell, you get beat up, all types of stuff. So I don't know specifically what you mean about my childhood, but that's the beginning. If I had to go from the beginning of Staten Island, was immigrants coming here from Brooklyn, which is all full of Haitians, to come into a place full of Italians. And this is before even the McDonald houses was
On Jersey Street.
right. So this is such an early time in Staten Island history where the mall was behind bushes and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're from Staten Island, you know what I'm talking about. There was like no construction. Staten Island was it was early days of Staten Island being populated. Right now, it got a lot of people. But growing up in Staten Island was my introduction to the streets, was going to school and meeting other people that were natives here. Like people that had cousins and all that. It was me and my two other cousins that came. You know what I'm saying? That's my age anyway.
Okay. Was it a bit of a culture shock in a sense of you have Staten Island, like you said, it was filled with Italians, and then you're coming from Haiti, but at that time there were no Haitian stores and Haitian restaurants, so the goods that you need, such as food, or how did you guys make out?
Well, we was always in Harlem or Brooklyn.
Okay.
So, we jump on that boat and, but remember, I was Americanized. I wasn't Haitian born.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? But I was
Got
the
it.
first one in my family to be born out here. You get what I'm saying?
On American soil.
But in my household, they spoke Creole. English was like a real second situation going on. So it was more of a culture shock in both ways. I was culturally shocked by my immigrant family and by my neighbors because it was such a clash, and because I didn't grow up in Haiti, but in my house is Haitian, but when I go into school, it's super American. I was clashed with both sides. It was a very confusing, difficult time. I know a lot of young Haitian people can relate to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, would you say that throughout that time, you're taking pieces of different cultural lifestyles to understand, where you at, where you going, and did that lead you into hip hop culture, music?
Well, junior high school, I remember my uncle singing the hard all the time, right? It was a record back in the day. They didn't play rap on the radio like that. It was like catch rap on the radio was like a blessing. It was Da was that, Roxanne. These are the records that I first was introduced. White Lines. These are the first records I've heard, but they were just records on the radio along with New Edition and Michael Jackson at the time. These were just regular records. I can't say I got to the culture when I seen somebody wearing a Milk is Chillin' stick on their bag in junior high school. And it said Milk is Chillin', and everyone knew the words. And I felt left out.
Can I say?
So first it was just me feeling left out. So I said, I'm gonna learn this song so I could have, friends of that nature or to make me feel accepted amongst, 10, 11 years old. So I learned top billing. In the interim of learning top billing, a love was formed for the whole, that just was the segue into madness. That was the segue into, oh shit, this is my calling, or what I felt was my calling. You know what I mean?
Right. So you would say that, it's fair to say that you started writing first, or you started? I
wrote my first rhyme in the 5th grade.
Okay.
Because my best friends at the time, they both rapped. I didn't. So I wrote a rhyme. But then I didn't start writing, like seriously rapping, until years later. I would say, we did the Apollo. I used to dance for my man on the Apollo all the time.
Okay.
And then once we started going to Harlem regularly, I just wanted to rap too. So at first he wrote me a song. And that never worked out for me. Went to the studio, did the record, yeah. So then I started writing my own records, and then he would come out at the end of his set and do a beatbox, and then I would rap to the beatbox. And I was about 16 when I started writing my own rhymes. 16, 17 in that world.
So that helped you become a man of many hats now, because now not that you're just writing and rapping. Now you're producing,
right,
making beats,
right.
What's that? How's that process going for you? What was that like? You know what I mean?
Well, I remember when I first started rapping, the producer was like, man, you had to really show and prove to get a producer. There was only like 3 rappers in Curtis at the time, the high school I was going to, or 4 at the time. The rapping wasn't a career you picked and told somebody you was rapping. That was like, it was not a thing. It wasn't, everybody wasn't a rapper. It was like, you sure about that? So banging on tables would be like 5 guys rapping when they banging on the table in the cafeteria. So I used to need beats, and I remember in Stapleton, R&S was doing beats for Prophet and Quasi, Shaheem, Pop, and I wanted a beat from R So Bad. Pop had That Don't Make You a Man, Son, and they had this little tape going around with all the 4-track joints from Stapleton, and they was ruling. They was doing it.
R&S, I remember that. I'm actually reading the Raekwon book. Not to just veer off on that.
No, talk about it's a conversation,
talked about the
bro.
R&S, man, how he took Ghost from him, and it was just a bit of a clash, and
Well, he was premier, bro. He was that guy, bro. You get a beat from him, it was like, that was the holy, but I couldn't get one at the time from R&S. So I had to figure something out. So I started King of Chill. Shout out to King of Chill. King of Chill produced Paper Thin for MC Light. He did Cha 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 for MC Light. He did a whole bunch of records. King of Chill's a legend. So KC, he started producing me by way of Milk D. And we recorded either at Milk's crib or at KC's crib, and I still was like, okay, they would give you like 1 beat at a time. That's the beat you're gonna use. And studio time was like so expensive. It was like you wasn't just having a studio in your house. You had to bring the reel to reel. It was a process. So it forced me into making beats, and I made my first beat with a song called Hoodie Man, right? And it was me, maybe there was only 1 person from the New Brighton in there, 2 people from the New, and the rest was Park Hill, West Brighton. I said, let's all get together. I'm gonna make the beat, and we gonna make this song. And the song in the streets took off. It was on everybody tape. Like we used to make a mixtape. It'd be King Just on there, Shaheem was on there, we was on there, and it would go from hood to hood, and niggas would dub the tape and then pass it around like with no. I would say that was my first mixtape experience without it even being known that's what we was doing. But in a nutshell, that's how I started making beats out of necessity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Do you, when you hear the music, and you hear beats, do you hear your sound anywhere out there? You know, some people like, you know, I could have sworn I made that. How did that
I
end
felt
up
like
over
I
there?
got jacked a few times, but I feel that's futile to even talk about because it's like, you know, whatever, you know. But I feel, but not on Staten Island. I feel like I got jacked by some of these industry folk.
Okay.
You know, because back then I was selling beats. Let's fast forward, but later, but I was selling beats. Put your beat on tape, give it to whoever's shopping at the G Unit or whoever's shopping to whoever, and then when you hear a sample of yours that you made on the record that you
Right.
sent to somebody, but they just changed it around, you know, you got jacked, and I definitely got raped.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So we're gonna save that story.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Your history runs deep, and you know your arms are tied with a lot of legends in the industry. And not even, I don't even want to say in the industry, but just legends, just
Right.
from all around. Ron Browz. What's your relationship with Ron Browz and Meth from Wu? From the Wu?
Well, Ron Browz I know because I don't know, probably 12 years ago, he had a song called "Give Me $20," and it was right after Pop Champagne. And at the time, I was being managed by DJ Vlad. So Vlad reached out to Ron and was like, "Yo, if we do your video here, we'll put you on Vlad TV." At the time, this is a long time ago. This is the beginning. I had my own channel on Vlad TV.
Okay.
You know, so it was like this, but I didn't even know where he was his trajectory at the time. But he was my manager, and I did that video for Ron, and since then we just clicked. You know, we was just good people since then, and you know, after a while I do more videos, and then it's related to doing records together, and then you know, if it ain't broke, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Don't fix it.
Yeah, that's a fact. Directing. Tell us about who you directed for, some of the celebrities, the music videos.
Lil Jon, Ron Browz.
Tell us the videos, though. What videos?
Get In, Get Out, Lil Jon.
Okay.
If I forget some of the names of the songs, it's no disrespect to nobody. But it's, you know, it's a long time ago. A lot of weed. You know what I mean? Meth. I did Purple Tape, Straight Gutter. Last 2 minutes. Butterfly Effect with him and RJ Payne. Raekwon, I did him and AZ. I forgot the name of the record right now off top, but Ray, you know, but I did that. Sean Price, I did Haram, I did Let Me Tell You. Rock, there's too many to name from Rock.
So many.
Yeah, GW Bags is my favorite though. That I did for Rock. I'm just trying to think. Webstar and Jim Jones, Fast Cars. Chantel, No Gravity. Ron Browz and Remy Ma. What's the name of the song? Okay, never mind that one. But
The catalog is crazy.
yeah, but I worked with a lot of great people. Of course, Vlad, Thomas Jones, a football player. And I know I'm leaving a ton of people. Razcast.
Wow.
You know, recently, Fresher.
Okay, Fresher.
Bonnie Godiva, I think that's her name. The last part of her name. I want to get it right. The battle rapper. She's incredible. She's dope.
I mean,
Cortez. You know, I can go on, bro. So I don't want to keep going, but yes, I worked with a lot of incredible people that helped shape me actually along the journey.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, you know, we've seen, you know what I mean, and you've told us, you know, all the work you've done for people, for yourself now. July 31st, 2022, what projects can we look forward to that's coming?
We got the Ether Rocks, which is Ron Browz and Rockless album coming out on American B-Boy / Fat Beats. Then we got Ron Browz album coming out after that, 127. Ton of features on that, ton of features on Rock. We got Boot Camp record on Rock.
Okay.
Shout out to the boot camp. And just pretty much, you know, and I got a whole ton of music. I got Sauce Money on records. I got Pasta News from De La Soul. There's a ton of stuff. Shout out to Six Figure Digger. He produced a few records for me. He produced a lot of records for me. He did Many Men for 50. He did Horse and Carriage.
Okay.
He did a few J records too. So shout out to him. He's another producer that held me down. Ford Tough, another producer that held me down. P Virgin. I'm trying to give all my producers shout outs while I'm talking about this. P Virgin. I got about 4 solid. Oh, Domingo.
Okay.
I forgot about him, but I got a lot of love on this album from Razzcast too. He's on there. I think I mentioned everybody. Kid Capri's on Ron's album.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a few. That's some nice music coming. There's probably gonna be videos for most of the records.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So, you know, 2 things. You know, preparation for shoots. How do you prepare yourself? One, and how do you come up with the ideas, and what also propelled you to wanting to be behind the camera?
I wanted to be self-sufficient.
Okay.
And I love movies. That's like a passion. It's an escape. Sometimes when you know, and I think for anybody black, when you're poor, grow up poor, there's violence and there's shit around you that could twist you up and twist your mind up. And movies was an escape, a big one to avoid, you know, cracking under the pressure. So movies got me into that, and then being self-sufficient. I wanted to be in my own. No one's gonna give me a chance to be in a movie, so I'm gonna make my own movies and be in it myself. That was the plan. Just like beats, you ain't gonna give me no beats. I make my own beats. You ain't gonna, you know, anything I wanted that somebody else did and I couldn't access it, I'll cook it up myself. I don't need you, and I'll cook it up. And I'm so determined. My grit is so real. I will do it till I'm bleeding in the face until I am as good as you or surpass you. Well, that's my motivation. So, you know, I did start making the videos, and, you know, I started shooting my own shit first. And then I got into directing other people, which was nerve-wracking at first, because hip-hop is kind of like stale. It's hard to make a hip-hop video because hip-hoppers aren't really, or rappers or whatever you want to call it, they're not really too thinking outside the box. They really keep it one zone. I would say 85% of the rappers, I'll just put me in front of this and do this, had the girl shaking their ass, or whatever it is, whatever era it is. If the girl shaking their ass ain't it, if it's something else, they want that. And then that's it. So I don't really get to explore. Neph, I get to explore with, or if I'm doing something with Busta or Prayer, I get to explore with them. Certain artists are a little less tight with the, you know, but in hip hop, it's kind of frustrating to do videos, and I'm really trying to segue out of it at this point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Understand.
Yeah. Would you say that you know, would you say that I don't want to say the love, but because back then everybody wanted to be in a video. Everybody wanted to be in a video. Everybody wanted to be a part of the video. Everybody wanted to be the video. Times, you know, although times have changed, well, it changed a lot. Would you say that, you know, I don't want to say that the love has died for it, but the vision of you shooting a video, you know, is the concept there? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Like, is there, like, do people still want to be in videos?
Right,
is the importance of a video still, does it feel the same?
Right.
I don't think so.
Sorry to cut you off. Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off. Because the reason why I'm asking is nowadays when I see certain music videos, I see them black and white. And there'll be certain songs and they will shoot at a museum. And that video, when you think about it, when you think about the song rather, it will reflect off of certain artworks and statues. And you know what I'm saying? And not just that being an art and of someone's talent, but is that the new thing that, you know, we're trying to get out there?
I don't know. A lot of times when I'm watching the videos, because I watch for inspiration too, I see a lot of this, like this affecting that a lot of people like, because hip hop is, you know, primarily the guys my age, you know, they're throwing in the towel there's very few of us left as far as rappers that are, over 35.
Right.
They thrown in the towel or dying or whatever it is going on. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying with the youth, there's like an effects thing that I'm seeing. If it's a deep, besides Tyler the Creator, maybe he has the most inspiring videos that I've seen.
Right. Tyler the Creator, yeah.
He's probably one of the better directors that I see in hip hop. Visually and just taking chances. He got a hard album, straight hardcore hip hop, and it's like, wow, he could do it, but
not everybody could pull that off. Yeah.
Well, maybe they can. They just choose not to.
Choose not to.
So the love. I think artists will be artists forever. I can't say I'm exactly hip hop or exactly. I'm an artist. I like to create things with tools that I have at my disposal. Really, at the end of the day, I don't think I love one thing over another. I just like to make things. If you put crayons here, I'm gonna draw. You get what I'm saying? I like to make things, whether I'm good at making it or not. I want to create with something you give me. It kills my anxiety. It calms me down, and I like to make something out of nothing. So as an artist, watching the videos and stuff like that, my inspiration just comes from really, like, I would say, like, people like Tyler. Even Beyonce's videos are crazy. She goes overboard with some of the stuff. And some of the stuff, overboard doesn't mean complex. Overboard could mean, just a simple, crazy concept. She's running through a hotel.
Right.
Like, and it works, but people are afraid.
To take chances.
They're afraid. And I believe it's just, that's the death of art more than hip hop itself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
it's not your average popping bottles, the Bentleys. Because some people, a lot of people now, they're veering away from that. However, we're now going into the phase of drill music, which is now, I don't want to, it's safe to say it's bringing that type of concept back to music videos. But also,
that's killing us. That music killing us.
Yeah, right. And there was one question I want to ask you, which is very interesting. Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
He has a song. He says that he wants to stop dissing the dead. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that he's starting to take? I don't want to say take accountability, but he's starting to feel as though, wow, like now that I understand the business more, I see that we're, these people making more off of our stories and death than we are. What's your take on that?
I don't know what he's thinking really, but I would say this. I would like to think that he's thinking more than it's just his soul is catching up to him. Like his inner person that speaks to him is catching up to him. Like, yo, bro, like, is this shit worth it? Like, if we all dying,
right?
Is this really cool? Like, rappers, remember, everybody started rapping at a young age. Everybody started doing crime at a young age. So the rules you get with crime, the rules you get with rap, the rules from a child's mind. So how are you 50 with the same mindset? You can't be. You can fight it all you want, but somewhere along the line, if you didn't get killed or go to prison, somewhere along the line, you just sit back and think about it. Like, do I have to be cool anymore? Like, to be cool is to lose lives. To be cool is to die like a savage. And Jada Young just got murdered the other day.
Right.
And this is becoming commonplace where it's becoming, you don't even care. Like, I remember when, Biggie died, it at least lasted. People mourned a little bit longer. Like, we're expecting people to die now. And it is to the point where what are these rules that as a child you made up? Why are we still following these rules when you got them as a child? Whether it's hip hop rules or street rules, and there's rules from an unknown source. No one knows who gave the first rule out. No one knows where you got these rules from. But the rules don't work. Niggas break them all the time. They snitching. They doing all types of shit. So I believe that when you're 50, if you're still trying to be cool at 50 years old or 40 years old or whatever age you become a man at, and I don't care how many niggas you killed, don't make you a man. When you become a man is when you reflect. And you're like, holy shit.
Was it worth it?
And that's why I think Gucci's at. I would like to think he's at. Like, I can't speak for him.
I think he's at a good.
But I think it has nothing to do with the industry. I think it has to do with one day you wake up like, nah.
That's real, because it's funny you said that, because I was at a point, you know what I'm saying, where I would, I would have conversations with my wife in which I would be like, here's this, here's everything, because if something happens, I'm going out. But then I think like, nah, sometimes it's just a conversation. It doesn't make you soft to just step away. Like, you know what, with all due, you know what I'm saying?
Death
Can we
is
talk
as soft
about
as
it?
you could be.
Yeah. Right.
Jail is as soft as you can be because you can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing.
You can't do nothing. Now you really left your kids and everybody out there. I mean, it's logic. It's not about being soft. It's like, yo, that's it. You only get one shot really for a real power move. Who you gonna save that for?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who you saving that power move for? The streets or your kids? Who you want to go give up your life for? Whether you're going to jail or die, or you get jumped, put in a wheelchair. You get who deserves that ticket? Who you owe that ticket to? What, they got multiple kids? Who deserves how you balancing that out? It's I call it what do you call that? When everybody's going crazy, mass hysteria.
Oh, okay.
That's what that is. When everybody's confused. I see people my age who still walking around, still talking about what a real nigga is. A real nigga is only associated with a nigga who commit violence. Violence is a real nigga. That's it. I don't know if a nigga try to explain that shit to me. If you ain't causing violence, you're not a real nigga.
Right.
Period. Not that you can't just be a regular criminal. No. You can't be a burglar. You have to be a violent nigga on other black folk to be a real nigga. I know mad real niggas. I know this real nigga. And then it's just a fucking cycle that's baffling to me. But it's baffling to me, but I'm old. So it's baffling me now. 20 years ago, it might have been different.
Right.
I might not even been thinking like this or looking at it like this. But I'm watching these kids die, drill music, they talking about killing each other. Ain't nobody really saying, yo, don't do that. You bugging the fuck out. We ain't playing that shit. You bugging. They laughing about it, they joking about it, they dropping bombs to it. So it's mass hysteria. It's at the point where we are so lost, I don't think we can come back. I think it's just survival of the fittest at this point.
At this point.
Take care of your own, raise your kids as right as you can, get them strong as you can, because we learn from our fathers not being there. Most of the fathers are there now. These kids don't have the same. The 70s, we lost the fathers to crack, to dope, to drugs, killings and bank robberies and all types of shit. That's not so much for these new kids, these little guys. They got their parents. Both their parents is there. They there. You gotta just raise them to be stronger than what you gotta be like, yo, you cannot kill your own. And I think that if niggas should do drill records about that shit.
Right.
But I don't want to be long-winded, bro.
Yeah. Nah, it's real, man. Listen, man, it's good jewels, man. You know what I'm saying? We taking it and we running with it, man. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep reflecting and to help us understand too. You know what I'm saying? Because now we have our kids is growing up. Now our kids are starting to, so what? No. So we're like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this one. So that was interesting. In addition to producing, directing, tell us a little bit. Tell us as much as you can about the label, Last American B-Boy.
I started the label to put out records on myself. I was trying to get a deal in my youth. Like, it was a thing. You do your demo, try to get a deal. But I was always to the left, so I couldn't get a deal because I wouldn't talk about what everybody was talking about. I always was doing my own thing. And when you walk that walk, that's a lonely street. So I said, I'm going to be independent. I'm going to try to be independent. And I said this, I would be independent when I was already in my 30s. And everybody was like, oh, you can't do that, right? And it was the best thing I ever did. It was the best thing I ever did. Me going independent, I got to do records with legends. I got to be in places I would have never been without rap. Like, rap took me around the world. It was the best thing I've ever did, being independent. And I waited so long to do so. Well, the internet made it possible. Shout out to Cheddar Bang. He was the one who really, I saw him on Facebook doing this thing. And he was like, yo, this is what you need to be doing. And I took that advice and ran with it. As soon as he came home the first time, he was just like, yo, I saw you rapping with shout out to Diverse, and I'm a dude from Staten Island Staple. He was like, yo, he wanted to give me a beat. And it was like, you know, I was getting that approach to get beats and shit like that. And I was like, you know what? Let me try this. Let me try to rhyme and see what happens and what comes of it. And one thing led to another. It was a domino effect. I never had to pay for a beat. I got the platinum producers doing my records, and this has nothing to do with the videos. Most of the people on the music side didn't know I was doing directing.
Right.
And vice versa. I always like to get a call like, bro, that's you on blah, 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 or did you do this? Or on the other side, bro, I didn't know you rhyme like that, my nigga. Yo, let's get in the studio. I try to keep it as humble as possible, so I never look like, I wanted to earn it. I wanted to earn it so bad, so I never name drop. I never did interview. I never do nothing. You don't see me take pictures with the celebrities I do videos with. It's rare. Unless I'm dragged into one, but I always wanted to earn it. Maybe that's to my detriment. It might hurt me a little bit too, earning it, not fronting a little bit more. But I just wanted to earn it. So I want to make sure when I die, I'm solidified. Like, nah, he won. He's good business.
He's valid.
Right. So that's the label started out of necessity, and now I got legends doing records on my label. You know what I mean? Grammy Award winning records. Rock got a song with Neph right now, Beastie Boys. Him, Ron, and Neph. That's on my label. That it made me feel good to have a Grammy Award winner and the legends on there. On my, it don't say Def Jam. It say American People on that vinyl.
American B-Boy.
That shit is awesome. But if I didn't do it when I thought I was too old to do it, none of this shit, I had nothing to talk about. So rap is ageless. Art is ageless, rather. As long as you have your own platform, your own everything, the sky's the limit. You can be nice. There's a group right now, just these old dudes. I forgot their name. Bass and something. These European cats. They look like they're 80 years old. They're a duo. Spitting fire. Gray hair. Look like they spitting their teeth out after the fucking session. And it cracks me up. And I'm like, yo, anybody can do it if you got the heart and you're willing to do it. The people will choose now. It ain't up to, there's no gatekeepers. It's the people's choice. So I got the people's choice of what I feel like. You know what I mean? So, that's how that came about.
That's interesting. Last but not least, man, share something motivational with the world, man, with us. You know what I mean? Something that you've learned, or a serious advice that you run with to this day.
Oh, serious advice. If you're gonna do anything you're gonna do, the best thing is, with respect, do not give a fuck about anyone, what they think or what they say. Don't make no records or don't make any art for any platform. Don't make any to make money. Do not do it if you want to be free. Just make stuff. I don't give a fuck what you think it sound like. You make it for you first. When you stop giving a fuck about everybody else, you become the king of your world because no one else is in it. They don't dictate. There's no tolls to pay. You ain't gotta, ain't no voting going on. You the king or the queen. You are the ruler of your universe. You will become the best MC in your universe or the best artist in your universe. You are the king. Can't nobody stop that. And I think that not giving a fuck about a lot of shit will stop. Not only that, it'll stop killing. A lot of these kids killing because they think it's cool to kill. And people say, nah, it's poverty. Listen, I've been in poverty. Don't hit me with that shit. Because poverty is super real. So, but it didn't make me. All right, I wanted to kill people too. Fact of life.
I'm sure we've all been.
I've had that urge to kill, and most of them look like me. Facts.
Right.
But it's only because I was under the same scrutiny and pressure as everybody else was. But we was only in a domino effect. We stopped giving a fuck about what we don't have and appreciate what we have. I know that sounds cliche. You will lose everything if you don't. If you have a whole bunch of shit in the hand and you still trying to grab what you can't reach, you lose everything. It comes in the form of death. It comes in the form of, your daughter's growing up to go through the same cycle, being raped, touched on, or your son's growing up to be killed or put in prison. Just think about your kids think about somebody killing your son. Think about that day when you're doing your own thing. But think about somebody killing your baby. We can straighten this shit out so easily. So I would like to hear drill stop talking about killing people, and I would like to really enforce drill to rap about other shit. We don't only kill people. We don't only, the ops is that 24/7 is the ops. Like that's your life, bro. All day, we have mad shit to talk about. Please stop killing, I'm asking. Please stop killing us. Y'all want to start a fight with people you in a fight with. Don't invent invisible ghosts or bully to come harm us. Now, I'm always say this in any interview I'm in, because I feel like, Jada Young, that was just like, it would happen and no one's talking about it. Like, it's over.
Right.
It's 2 days ago. This man is dead. And I think it's like if you go on YouTube, it's top 100 rappers that died this year. Shit like that is going on. And we all right with it. So, please, let's try to live a little longer. We stronger. We got more money. And to the big rappers out there, we ain't putting no money back into the community. Could you please help us out? We keep buying all this other clothing that don't look like us. Balenciaga, we buying that. We ain't buying nothing. Y'all really bugging the fuck. Y'all getting the label to give y'all the money, and then you going to Benz, you going to all these other, you giving the money right back to their community. I'm asking y'all, could you please come help out and stop being so selfish and vicious? That's it.
Thank you, Neph. Thank you for your time, your wisdom, your insight. We appreciate it. Tapealert, Last American B-Boy.
Tapealert.
That's it. Anything else you want to say, man? Anything coming soon? Look out for.
I'll come back again another time.
All right.
We have another convo. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
How can the people get in contact?
Yeah, tell the people where they can find you.
I'm on Instagram for now at The Last American B-Boy. The way it's spelled without a dash between the B's. At The Last American B-Boy. But, I might be dead in social media soon. So,
okay.
so before then, but right as of now, see me on that. And I might go to TikTok, see how that's jamming over there. They're down to 15-second movies and shit like that. We'll get into it. You know what I mean?
All right, it's Tapealert, hottest of the city.
Tapealert on the beat.